The U, Pre-College Development Academy.
Are you ready?
It's finally here, guys. Signing day for Pre-College Development Academy. My name is Robbie Carroll, your host of PCDA TV. Joining me tonight is founder, CEO, and national technical director, and maybe a couple of other titles, Mr. Ryan Hodgson. Any other titles today, boss?
Left all the hats outside my office today, so I'm not sure which hat, but multiple hats. But hey, we're all on the same team, right? So we're here, May 1st, National Signing Day. That's it. And speaking of hats, I'm flying to the beautiful God's country of England tomorrow, and I may or may not have packed my Peaky Blinder hat. So Robbie, the Blinder Carroll, is taking a night off, and you just stuck with Robbie, the slightly balding Carroll. So, Ryan, we all love
we're excited about these players, aren't we, mate? You want
yeah, unbelievable. Really excited about them, right? So the videos, some talented players we have some, well, they're all talented, but I think there's one there's one common factor in all of them is they're all going to benefit from this academy, either academically, tactically, physically. So it's amazing. Yeah. It's, I mean, obviously I've been working on the videos for those lads that have sent them over so far. And the lads that haven't, or if they have, and I've just, we've not been able to get to them just yet, just because of different reasons, technical difficulties and stuff. But, I've noticed that these lads can play. They will find a home at the next level, but it's going to be higher than if they went now, when they've finished with us. Like, there is some absolute talent for us to work with, and I'm just really, really excited. Just either from the marketing perspective or the odd guest coaching session, being able to work with these lads, I'm super, super excited. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to throw up the honourable mentions, the guys that have got us the mug shots and their action shots, but we haven't got any video from them yet. And then obviously there's some new signings that we haven't managed to bring up yet. So I'm going to throw on the mug shots or the player cards of the players that we haven't quite got the video footage for yet, and then we'll have a little another little chat and then throw another video on. Okay? Yeah, mate. Yeah.
Tell you what, there's some dodgy haircuts there, and I'm glad they're good footballers.
Well, it's the COVID haircuts, isn't it? I mean, the barbers have been shut. Clearly, looking at you, the barbers have been cut for a long time.
Well, that's it. But I don't go have many haircuts because I know I've not got many left. So, I stay away from the barbers. Right. Going to throw the first players video on. All right. And he's in the green room. He's joining us tonight. So here we go. This is a good one. I really like it. It's PCDA's very own set piece specialist. Enjoy. Joe, how are you, my friend?
How's it going? How are you?
Good. Ryan Hodgson, Zone 14, the bloke. He can't watch a single game without going on his social media and typing ZONE 14, Zone 14.
Joe.
Ryan, over to you, mate.
Listen, mate. Do you know what Zone 14 is?
No clue.
You will.
Okay.
In the last World Cup, 80-something% of goals originated from Zone 14. You're a set piece specialist, right? The assists, the goals, the set pieces. It's football's golden square. And I can't wait to watch you develop in and around football's golden square. So after this webinar, you're going to go and you're going to look at what Zone 14 is.
Okay.
Because it's arguably the most important piece of any, even defending, really. If you can defend effectively in Zone 14, you're not going to concede goals. You're going to prevent the assists. You're going to prevent the shots, right? But if you can attack effectively in Zone 14, Joe, we can't wait to watch you develop, mate. Well done. Good choice. Yeah, are you excited?
I'm very excited. Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think is the biggest sort of part of the PCDA that will develop you?
I think being able to train multiple times a day and really just focus in on the thing I love the most. I mean, I think throughout the whole year, I'm really going to develop as a player, and I don't think I'd be able to do that anywhere else like I'm going to be able to at PCDA.
It's a continuous development program, right? So from August all the way through to May, multiple times a day on the pitch or in the gym, right? Sports science as well is a huge part. And then we have a meeting. You can't jump on that meeting tomorrow. You've got a State Cup semi-final, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, what time is that at?
It's at, I think, 1 o'clock.
Have we got a prediction?
Yeah, I'll say. Well, I'll just say that we'll win. I don't really care what the score is, as long as we win.
Yeah. Any goals? Are we gonna any special mentions? Are we?
Yeah,
what are you dreaming about?
Assist, maybe.
Yeah, a goal and assist.
Yeah, that's what I'll say. That's what
All right.
Well,
Amazing.
judging from his highlights, as long as there's a free kick anywhere within 25 yards, we're golden.
That first free kick, right, was all of 30 yards.
Yeah, it was 35.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah. That is pretty significant as well, isn't it? 30 yards of 35, 36 yards, 218s. Yeah, that was pick that out, Joe. Well, listen, mate, it's been a pleasure. I can't wait to see you at the academy. So we're really buzzed.
Awesome. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys there too.
Yep. All right, man.
Welcome to GenerationU, Joseph Friedrich. It's a pleasure, and we can't wait to work with you. Good luck tomorrow, mate.
Thank you.
Yep. Let me know how it goes.
Ryan, that's the first video. There's many more coming. I am so excited. Now, the next one, he's in the green room waiting to come on the show. All right. I'm going to play this video. This kid will benefit so much from Pre-College Development Academy, but he's already got so much talent. It's unreal. I'm excited. Zach, unmute the microphone, my friend. Welcome to PCDA TV on National Signing Day. Ryan, what do you think to that video?
Yeah, well, I can't wait to develop his left foot, and that's the first observation, Zach, right? Did he jump out?
No, he's here. We're just waiting for him to unmute that microphone. There he is.
It's just a little bit slow.
Your left foot's a little bit slow?
Can you guys hear me? Yeah, I think no, my left is definitely fine. Oh, that's not at all what I was talking about. I was saying my internet connection was slow right now. That's why.
Oh, I thought you said your left foot was slow, not your internet was slow. But listen, right? We all need a Jack Grealish, right? Can't wait to see what you can do on that pitch, mate. It's those attacking players on the dribble, right? They're a lost breed. And that's why I think players like Jack Grealish, Robbie, right, will struggle to get into the England team because I don't think nobody knows how to coach those players anymore.
No. It's right? Modern football, pass for the sake of passing, isn't it? A lot of the time.
100% it is. But to get somebody with Zach's ability on the dribble and the willingness and the eagerness to attempt to beat somebody on the dribble, that's exciting, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Zach, go on, Rob. Sorry, mate.
Hodgie, I was going to say, I think the sports science aspect for Zach will be huge as well. Lengthening those hamstrings, I think we'll get him a yard of pace just from watching his running technique. Get those hamstrings lengthened a little bit with our strength conditioning program, and obviously with the sports medicine director. I think that's an extra yard of pace right there.
I was just going to say, did Maren have a slight word with you on that?
She did.
Right? Zach, Maren Carroll is our sports medicine director, right? And she's worked with players at the highest of the game. And she looks at your stride. And, there's one thing that if I could pick from you right now was, can we improve your acceleration? You beat a player, but do you have the speed to take advantage of beating the player and not give the defender a chance to recover?
Mm-hmm.
Which, when we get you into the first 3 or 4 days of testing in August, your sports performance plan will include your acceleration. We'll measure your acceleration, your max acceleration, your speed. We'll know from our meeting tomorrow where you're going to be or where you want to be, and we look at players at that level, and then we're going to put that program in place for you. So we're super happy to have you, Zach. So great decision on.
I can't wait.
Yeah, I'm excited. We're all excited, to be honest. Right? Any final words from you, Zach?
I just want to say that I'm gonna put all my 100% effort. I'm gonna go get it. I'm gonna use my speed, everything. It's all about mentality. You gotta be really focused on it. And that's what I gotta say. I'm a grinder, and that's what I love to do. I'm gonna do every day, no matter what. I'm always gonna dominate, always win. I'm gonna have the mentality always to beat someone. It's always that competitive drive.
You've got to love football. You've got to love football to come into this program. It's the first question I ask everybody: is how much do you love it? because you got to love it, right?
Exactly.
You can't train 20 hours a week on the pitch alone, and that's without the gym, right? So yeah, listen, we're excited. I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Zach, thanks for joining us, mate, and welcome to Generation U of Pre-College Development Academy.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much.
Odgie, that's just 2 videos. I mean, we've seen these guys, we've seen they've got talent, and we've also already, from watching 2 minutes of each player, 2 minutes of video, we've already picked out some things we're going to strengthen these players on. So when they move on to their next level, they're going to be ready for it.
Indeed.
So moving on, we've seen attacking players. We're going to switch. We're going to switch and slow down a little bit. We're going to have a look at a defensive player. All right. So here we go. It's lightning, isn't he?
Well, I'll tell you what, right? So I just wrote that word down. This is like a game show, right? One of the most important factors of defending that people always overlook, Robbie, is discipline, right? And I said this a long time ago. Well, it was a few years ago when I was doing a coach ed session in Iowa. There are no variables in defending, right? Like attacking, it's the players' game. Give the game to the players. But when you're talking about defending, there are no variables. You always need pressure, 100%. You always need cover. You always need balance. You always need compactness on certain areas of the field. And you need concentration. But one of the things that's completely overlooked is discipline. And Oluwaseun, he proves that. Like one of the first clips on that video is he allows the attacker to run at him and he just shepherds him towards the byline. It just be patient. Be patient in your approach and defending, because if you make a hasty decision, you could get beat. And especially being a centre back, you're the last line of defense. So, he is speedy. He's smart. He's intelligent. Good player. He can ping the ball long. He can see behind the line. What's the most important, most dangerous pass in football?
One that gets the centre back running towards his goalkeeper.
Yes, right. I mean, it's the pass that takes out the most players.
Right.
So we all talk about tiki-taka and how beautiful the game looks, but that one pass, if that ball can take 10 players out of the game. You saw that with Man United. Yeah.
Man United all the time. Lindelof to Rashford. It flips it over the top, and you know there are times to play, and there are times to just turn the defence.
Well, you
relieves pressure and puts pressure on your opposition. I mean, the one thing I picked up from Seun's video there was he's not afraid to have a little ping into a pocket, you know, and when he's under pressure or a high press, he doesn't panic. He turns around. Can we play out at this spot? And if not, I'll have a look up and clip it into a corner and let the defenders deal with it and the wingers chase it.
It's a great tactic. Pick it into the corners, 1v1, isolate the outside backs, get it around and get into the box. You see Sterling, you see Mahrez do it. You saw Burnley against Man United the other week. Like literally 11 seconds into the game. Chris Wood, right? He was offside, but that pass took 10 plays out of the game. So anyway, I can't wait to have a meeting or a night of talking about tactics and coach sessions, because that's what sharpens my pencil.
Yeah, right. Moving on, I'm going to throw another player highlight video on here. You ready for this one? That first clip, that pass, Diag, love it. Don't need much 1v1 in that situation, do we?
I was muted there. No, you can't teach that, right? I mean, you know, I think he's a prototypical number 6, maybe number 8. Shields a back line, right? Intercepted. You saw that one interception. He just stuck his foot out, and then immediately just countered that counter. So Lookman he's a talented player. He's a big boy. He's the prototypical physique of a top-level collegiate soccer player, which is what I mean. Let's be honest. All the colleges look for the 6'2", 6'3", 6'4" guys, especially number 6 centre backs. Right? He's got a lot of potential, and you know, I mean, he's clever. He sees the game.
Yeah. There's one thing when I was working on his video there. A lot of his clips, like little ones that I wanted to put them in, but I chose not to, just to shorten the video. The amount of time he gets what I like to call pictures before he's received the ball, like he's constantly, his head is on the swivel. I've always called it, just get your pictures before you receive the ball. You should have at least an 80% idea of what you're going to do with the ball before you've received it, etc., etc. And Lookman, to be fair, watching his videos, he's constantly he's scanning the field around him, and definitely a talent that I'm sure you can't wait to get your hands on him and mold him into a baller.
100%, right? I mean, you know, there's clips out there of Frank Lampard, right? Different position than Lookman, obviously different level player, but you know, I think there was 21 times Lampard scans the field in 30 seconds. His head is always on a swivel. And you're right, pictures. Take pictures, right? Cantona was the same.
Yep. Van Persie is another one to add that. He constantly scanning the field and finding gaps to run into. So, yeah, another exciting players. So we've got 2 more, and then we're going to invite a special guest to join us to discuss some of these players. But the next video, this boy, he's got something, and I think with a year with us, Pre-College Development Academy, he is going to be a big thing. And it's not even the one that you're thinking of. Enjoy.
Yeah.
Just because we had a discussion about a social media post we saw, and that video and him drifting out wide.
I was just going to say that. Right? You're talking about the one-way scores.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Where he drifts out wide to the sideline and leaves the space for the guy to dribble in.
Right.
Forces the back line to condense, and the left back forgets about him, and the ball gets played and he scores.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. Again, pickers knowing the game. I mean, you've got to give his coach and his team credit, because I can't imagine they haven't worked on those patterns, right?
Yep.
I can't imagine they haven't worked on those sort of sequences. But if they haven't worked on it, and he knows that, you know what? Fair play to him for knowing that. But yeah, I know exactly what you mean, mate. I know exactly what you mean. And you know, second attacker, third attacker, first attacker to third attacker goal, right? Chris Villa, welcome to PCDA. You're going to be a big time player, mate. And by the way, that header in the first couple of seconds, where
big header. As a goalkeeper, I love it. I love it when somebody gets up and wins a header, because it means I don't have to do anything. It's class.
They just do some crazy stuff like goalkeepers do.
Yeah. Right. We've got one more video, and then our special guest is going to join us.
Yes. I'm excited.
This is the one that you really like, and I'm not going to lie. This video, Hodgie, with the technology that we're going to be using at Pre-College DA, it makes video editing and making highlights and cutting things down for the players so much easier, and they get a better product with better footage. Like, and I'm not knocking the kids, because they're all good players, but some of the tournaments and the footage that they provided us, it's just a high cam and that's it. And they're just following the game. With the technology we're going to be using, we're going to be able to produce these kind of videos for each player in the academy. I mean, it's all done for them.
Yeah.
So, right, let's enjoy this one. Wow.
What a player! What a player he is, and what a player. But do you know what? Do you know what really frustrates me about watching that video?
Go on.
Is that he doesn't fit the profile of a high-level Division 1 player physically, but he will. Eventually, he will. We can't do anything with his height, but we can build him out. But a Mario, what a player! What a player he is, and you can't teach some of those things.
No, and again, that's something that I know I'm excited to see is obviously we're working with Maron is to put about 10 pounds, 10, 15 pounds of muscle on without him losing his pace.
That's important. His acceleration over 2 or 3 yards, right?
Yeah.
Just to create that. You saw that little dink, the little roll and push, right? I mean, he's a tricky little player, and it'll be tough. It'll be difficult. I mean, let's bring Coach 12 Trees in if it's not too windy, because he's like, Mario is a player that you might struggle to find the right fit for him because he can play in so many different places. He could be a left back. He could be a number 11. He could be a number 10. Coach.
Hey, the checkbook's out, man. After seeing that video, the checkbook's out. 2023, checkbook's out, man. There's a talented boy. All your players, to be fair, they're all got a little something. And, it's an exciting time for them, no doubt about it. Obviously for our team and for every Division 1 and Division 2 in the country, we return everybody. Everybody returns. Everybody returns in the fall. So it's great timing for the PCDA to get off the ground and develop these guys and have them ready. So, in 2022 and 2023, there's money available. There's spots available. Every guy I've recruited this year coming in is guys that are transfers, guys from the portal, guys from junior colleges, guys from other universities that, 1 or 2 potentially can play. But the majority of our team is coming back. The whole team's coming back, from this year. And I think that's every team in the RMAC as well is in the same situation. Every boy that's a major player wants to come and play another year. Everybody's been affected by COVID and everybody wants to come back. So, for this timing for your program is fantastic. And, I think these guys with a year of playing in UPSL and playing men's football and competing every day, is really going to put them in a good situation to succeed.
You bring up a good point, Ollie, with the transfer portal, right? Where, call that for what it is. Is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? Has it just opened up Pandora's box with unhappy players that want to? I mean, we could have a conversation on that. But I think the transfer portal is arguably more important in terms of recruiting than high school seniors, because you can get experienced collegiate
you can
players.
Sit in your office, man. You know what I mean? Every coach can sit in their office and not spend a dime, and they're on Championship Manager. It's college Championship Manager.
Yeah.
Everyone's played that before, and you're looking at players and you're Googling their names, and that's the reality of it, and I think obviously, especially because of the pandemic, it was, really, really important. The problem is that the transfer portal is just overloaded now, so there's going to be so many players, just like some of the players out there now that are seniors. There are going to be so many players that, are looking for a home and then need a home and then need an opportunity. So, I think it's good, and I think it needs to be free movement, just like, in professional football, with the Bosman ruling and all that stuff that, came from our generation. Players need the freedom to move. They need the power. You can't put the power in the clubs and the college's hands. I think it's important to give these players the opportunity to find a place that's right for them. Again, PCDA could be an opportunity for some of those guys as well. I think it's going to open up a huge amount of opportunities for guys to get that experience and play and train every day to be the best player they can be.
Just touching on that. Sorry, Robbie. Just touching on that.
Hi.
Ollie, you talk about give the power back to the players a little bit, right? Why do we need to give the power back to the players? Well, let's let's rewind a little bit back to their senior year. And one of the major benefits, one of the major issues in college sports in general is we're asking 17, 18-year-old kids to make the most important decision they will ever make in their life. Where do they move out of their house, right, for the first time ever? Do they move to a foreign country, literally? If you're from New York and you move to LA, it's 3,000 miles away. So are you making the right decision academically, technically, football-wise, socially? If football was taken away from you, hence if you're redshirting or you don't get along with a coach or the coach gets fired or the coach quits and takes another job, you're left there as an 18-year-old player that made the decision solely for football. I think the transfer portal now, having listened to what you've said, is even more valuable than what I first thought it was. But now, having listened to you, Ollie, I think PCDA is even more valuable than it ever has been. Because you're seeing the transfer portal, and I've never looked in it, but it's so overloaded, apparently, that why are these kids not happy with their initial choice, whatever reason? But if they would have slowed down for 1 year to 2 years just to grow up and mature, PCDA, in my opinion, fits nicely into the college pathway now, 100%. I think we've now developed a program where we bridge the gap. We bridge the gap between youth soccer and the next level, whatever that next level is. Right? If I had a mic, I'd drop it again.
Ollie, yeah, you've coached for years and years, even though you don't look like it. You've got the experience. I've obviously coached for a few years at the college level as well. I mean, for me, the main reason why most kids transferred was twofold: financial, or just they're not playing enough. And the financial and the not playing enough kind of hold each other's hands there, because if they're not playing enough, there's a reason. And if they're not on enough money to play, it's because they're not playing enough. And that's the reason they're not on there. So they look to transfer to get more money. That, I think, again, to Ryan's point, PCDA fits in nicely because these players are going to play. They're going to improve. Can you build on that at all, Trees?
Yeah, the reality is, everyone needs a good product for where they are. You need a good service and you need a good product. You need to be in a place where you're happy, that you are valued. And, it's really important to find that. And it's not always easy to find that as a freshman or even a sophomore. It's difficult. On my roster, we carry between, 35 and 40 players. We played, 8 games this spring. Incredibly difficult. Incredibly difficult to, provide value for every student athlete, and I think you guys can offer that, and I think that's really, really important that you understand that, and you're giving players an opportunity not just to train every day, but to compete every week, and show what they can do on the pitch, and show what they can do in competition against grown men. That's what it comes down to. It's easy. Obviously watching these highlight videos, there's some talented players there, right? In those videos that you guys have signed. Excellent. They're going to be great prospects in the future. But they've all played. They've all got the same issue. They're all their videos are against other youth players. They're not against 22, 23-year-old men that have played in Europe, that have played in South America, that have played in semi-professional soccer. So you're going to give them that opportunity, as well as a good training environment, and as well as an opportunity to feel valued, and to then take that value to the next level, and that confidence. Feeling valued gives you confidence, right? All of us have been in a situation where we're on a team and, we're not the number one, or we're not the number two, or, we're not the starting centre back, or, whatever it is. And it takes a knock, right? That hurts. That takes a knock on your confidence as a player. And I think, especially when you've got more than one or two in the depth chart, which, a lot of programs do with large numbers, it's a difficult situation to see the end of that. And that's why people go on the portal as well. So, I think if you can have 18 men in a squad, it's ideal, right? If you can have 18 men on a squad and then, you're competing. Yeah, you've got to bring it every day in training. But then, on the weekend, if you do the right things, you're going to get an opportunity. Whereas if you've got, squads of 35 to 40 players, sometimes it doesn't matter what you're doing. It's impossible to get through and get those minutes on the pitch. And that this isn't just an issue at my university. This is the same issue at universities all over the country. No doubt about it.
The bigger the rosters now has become a bit of an issue. The years past of a college carried or a program carried 35, 40 players with 3 goalkeepers. The number 3 keeper would never see any minutes, or rarely see any minutes. In an 18, 20 game season, they're never going to see any minutes. But now that colleges are carrying bigger squads, now, like you said, you're 2, 3 players deep in each. Well, you would hope you're 2, 3 players deep in each position. That's an ideal world, right? But you might have a 5-star player starting, and then you might have a 3-star player, right behind. Your team might diminish a little bit by putting him in because he's too young. So, we could sit here all day and talk about the benefits of this, but also how it's going to improve college soccer. One of my friends called me a few weeks ago and said, Ryan, I can't win without 5th-year seniors. Right? You can't win at the Division 1 level without 5th-year seniors. Well, where's he going to get those 5th-year seniors from? Right? Are these 5th-year seniors really going to be a player that comes from the redshirt system? I mean, let's be honest, right? Is that redshirt player really going to develop into a starting player in years 3 or 4?
Yeah, it's about graduate students, and obviously you guys can help on that model too. If a student comes in and they haven't used any eligibility and they've almost got their associates, they're going to be ready for graduate school, and then still have eligibility at the NCAA level or the NEI level. So I think that's what it is: experienced players that have played and that know what it takes to win and know what it takes to compete against grown men.
Can we touch on before we do that? Can we before we move on? Can we touch on the tactical aspect of this, especially when players get older, play more, and as with our 3 trimesters, Ryan? And I'd like to get Coach 12tree's opinion on this. The tactical aspect of the game. Obviously, when you step up from youth soccer or high school soccer into the collegiate world, it is really about results. Because let's be honest, the gaffer, the boss man, the coach, they need to win to keep their job. And at the end of the day, the coach has got in his head, this is how we're going to play. But I've played club and I've only ever done 4-4-2. Where do I fit into your 4-3-3, coach? Can we touch on that, fellas? And I'll tell you what, you two, age before beauty, I'll let you two knock it out the park and chat about that, because I think, for me personally, that's one huge thing that PCDA does offer players, just from my experience or limited experience as a college coach.
Yeah, I think obviously the decision making is your tactical discipline, and your tactical execution is your discipline. And what I've noticed going from the junior college ranks into the Division 2 ranks, right, is the athletes aren't here at the Division 2. I'll be honest, it's not super athletic. But you know who the good players are, and the guys that are most successful at this level, at Division 2 level, in the Armite, one of the best Division 2 conference, one of the deepest Division 2 conferences, is guys that are tactically and technically excellent with their decision making, guys that can make good decisions and then execute. And you don't have to be able, to run a 5-4-40 to be able to do that. And the game's a little bit slower, but it is more tactical. So, in terms of developing guys that can make good decisions out of different shapes or different areas on the pitch is really, really important for the college game. And I think when you look at the best college players, you take away maybe the top 50 Division 1 guys that are obviously a different level, you go down from that. And, the next 100 best college players are those guys that are making good decisions, understand the game, and can execute.
Well, you're talking about building the game. The game is slower at your level, at the Division 2 level. So you've got to be able to build the game, which means you've got to understand the game, you've got to read the game, you've got to see the game. And that doesn't just come from playing, that comes from watching, right? We think we're all from the UK, right? If you think about the IQ level of American youth soccer players, which is better now than it was 5 years ago, because football is a lot more available to watch, right? But even then, some of the guys that I talk to, I'll ask them, when was the last football match that you watched? Oh, I can't remember, coach. But you've got to be watching on a daily basis. I mean, you think about when we grew up, you'd go and play the game on a weekend, then you might go watch your professional club play, then you're back home watching match of the day in a live team. You can watch arguably 4 or 5 games a week, multiply that by 18 years, right? Compared to what the availability of what the IQ here is with the kids, it baffles me. But with the PCDA, the 3 trimesters, the 6 different systems of play that we'll put the guys in, we'll be able to develop a kid and drop him into Coach Ollie's system immediately, and they will be able to understand the system he plays. It's Ollie's job now to teach the style within the system and the patterns that we spoke about and different roles and responsibilities. You break down, didn't we talk about this on a social media last week, Rob, right, where you talk about principles of play and understanding the game. It comes down to 1v1, 2v1, 2v2, 3v2, right? 4v4, but then 4v4 is the smallest replica of 11v11. I know I'm just going on and on now, right? But we all get it.
Yeah. And I think for Ollie's purposes, and any other college coach really, like being able to talk to a pre-college DA player, and that player be able to have a good, solid football IQ, knowledge base about that position that he's going to be playing potentially for you, Ollie, rather than just be like, I'm a number 10 and I can do this. But he can actually sit down with Ollie and say, Ollie, I see your number 10 does this. I know he's this tall, this fast. He got this many assists last season. Here's my stats and how I fit in. I feel I fit into your system. Would that come across the right way for you, Ollie, as a recruit? I know when I was recruiting, if somebody sat down and told me that, I'd be like, checkbook. But how does that sit with you, Ollie?
Yeah, the more educated and the more developed a player can be and a student athlete can be, the better, right? You want to have that relationship with your student athletes. You want to be able to have a conversation. You want to be able to talk football with them. And then you want them to be able to go out and do the business. And, obviously the junior college route is something that, is important in a player's development. And, I feel like you're going to add to that, right? You're going to provide a year-round opportunity for players, not just a full season. And then that's it. The players are on their own, which, not every junior college is like that, but a lot of junior colleges are like that, where, the players will be with you with a coach for a season, in the full season for, 2.5 months. And then, they'll be pretty much on their own. And, you're hopefully going to develop a year-round program that's going to give those players that intensity of education and knowledge that they're going to be getting from playing, from working with quality coaches, and then from executing on the practice pitch as well. So I think that year-round program is excellent, and the more knowledge and the more tactical understanding that they can get is really, really going to help.
Amen to that, mate. Amen to that.
So I'm looking for a pen again, and obviously Ollie's on his balcony, so he's probably not got a pen, but we'll do a pen mic drop there. I think, Ollie, you've hit the nail on the head, the understanding of the game, the reps of it, just from the year-round program. Like, obviously, my background for coaching is junior college. I did have a couple of stints at 4-year schools, and OG, you played Division 1, you coached junior college, and Ollie, you started at junior college. You built a program in Kansas, then you went and absolutely tore it up in Florida, and then now you're tearing it up in Colorado. What a season you've had, by the way. First year there. Just well done, Mr. 12 Trees. Well done, sir.
A couple more wins would have been nice, but no, it's a good start. Good start for sure.
Rome wasn't built in a day, and I'm expecting a national championship in the fall.
Oof.
Pressure's on, mate.
Only if you master. If your players understand.
You got a team with they got the old Mourinho bus with 2 blocks of sometimes a 5 and a 4, and they clog that zone 14 up pretty good, mate. So sometimes you got to go around it as well.
Well, you just do a roundabout, don't you? Right? Make a roundabout. Football's golden circle, not square anymore.
That's it. Right, chaps. Unfortunately, that is all we've got time for tonight. This has been an absolute pleasure. I am so excited with these players we've introduced. I want to thank Mr. Coach Oliver 12 Trees for joining us. Remember that national championship, or you owe me a pint.
I got you.
All right, mate. Thanks for joining us, mate. It's been an absolute pleasure, and I want to get you on the show again, and hopefully we can do it without that guy over there, so we can have a chat.
All right. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Thanks, mate. Hodgie, what a night it's been, and that's only an ounce of what's coming for pre-college DA. We only had so many videos to show tonight and so much time to do it. It was great having Mr. 12 Trees on to just tell us his opinion on some of these players. And I like that he's getting the checkbook out and ready already for 2023. And I'm sure any college coaches that are watching now are thinking the same thing.
100%. But that, it's only a snippet of the players, right? I think we've got 18 commits so far, right? Obviously, they came in the last week or so. We haven't had a chance to put their videos together, but this is May 1st, our inaugural National Signing Day. We'll have another one in a couple of weeks, and watch this space, man. We're shaking it up a little bit.
And something else, I'm going to announce it now. Next couple of weeks, we're going to be visible, aren't we? In person. We
are. Yeah, we're going to be at some tournaments and showcases, right? Hopefully out in Vegas this weekend. We'll be out in Denver, Real Cup at the end of this month. It's exciting.
At the Real Cup, look out for the Pre-College Development Academy tent, where you can come and see us. You scan our QR code, you apply, and if you apply while you're at the tournament, what do they get, Mr. Hodgson?
They get a $300 gift certificate to our apparel sponsors, Hummel.
That's it. They get the opportunity to win $300 to our apparel sponsors, Hummel. Check out Hummel at hummelsports.net and Hummel USA on Twitter. Hodgie, that's it, mate. I've got to pack because I'm sailing on a jet plane in the morning.
You are? You're heading over to the motherland, right?
I am, yeah. Shame I can't go watch any games, but I'm probably going to see if I can sneak to the park when I get out of quarantine.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people are envious of you getting back home, right? So, enjoy it, mate. Kiss your family. Enjoy it.
Will do, mate. Will do. Right. Folks, that's all we've got time for tonight. I hope you enjoyed it. Some absolutely fantastic players that are attending Pre-College Development Academy. GenerationU, #GenU. PCDA TV, brought to you by Hummel and Beyond Pulse. I'm Robbie Carroll. This is PCDA TV. Have a good one.
The U, Pre-College Development Academy.